What's up, people? It's me again, Tunji from Ceasar Graphix. Welcome to my channel, and this is what we're going to be doing today. Alright, so if you're new to my channel, please remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you like this video, please remember to hit the thumbs up button, and remember to share my video. Okay, so what really inspired me to do this beautiful war movie poster is I was thinking about a kind of tutorial to do, and this thought came to my mind about this guy who is acting like the friend to the Nigerian army, and then he goes behind them to tell the Boko Haram all their plans. All right, and this same guy now later happened to be the good person in the movie.
These are the content I put together to do this poster. Alright, so I have I looked for heavy smoke, and I looked for picture of military men, and I looked for picture of helicopters, and I searched for fire picture online, and I get a picture of an injured military man that I use. Alright, so this military man will serve as the snitch. Where I got the image for this military man is from Shutterstock. I have cloud, alright, I'm gonna be using, and I have a picture of a village. I'm gonna be using it as where the war really happened. Alright, so without any further ado, let's jump into today's tutorial. Alright, so I have my exercise files ready here. So these are the contents I'm going to be using for this project. So I'm going to minimize this. Alright, or maybe I'll just push this down here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to bring in is my cloud. So I'm going to open my exercise file, and this is my cloud here. I'm going to drag this and drop somewhere here, and I'm going to hold down Shift Alt, and I'll drag. Alright, so as to adjust the 8 points. That's the 8 point right. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then it's 6, 7, and 8. So I'm gonna scale it on this side, and I'm gonna flip it because I actually want this side to be side here. So I'm gonna flip it. Alright. Okay, and gonna bring in my city. So and I'll create a mask, and I'll select brush, increase the size of my brush with a square bracket. And for this I need to use a soft round brush that looks like this. Close this. Okay, and I'll scale it. So now I'm going to increase the size of my brush. So I'm using the close square bracket to increase the size of the brush. So I'm going to take out this part. Now when you're applying the mask, when you're applying the brush to your mask, make sure your brush foreground is set to black. Alright, because if it's set to white, it won't clear out the part that you don't want on the layer. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to bring in is the smoke. Alright, which is this. We're going to put this in somewhere here, and I'll increase the size. Position this here. Alright, and I'll add mask again. Select brush, and I'll brush. Alright, now notice something. When I'm applying my brush, I'm trying not to affect this side. Sorry, this side of the cloud. Alright, because this part of the cloud, I'm gonna make a new layer so you guys can get what I'm saying. So I'm gonna use brush, and so this side, all right, this side of this side of the cloud is one of the things that will make it look more real. So when you're applying your brush, or when you're applying brush to the layer, please try make this kind of cloud effect visible. This is another one here, this is another one here, this is another one here. I believe you get the idea. So I'm gonna delete this, and I'll come back here and I'll just brush, scale it. So I'm going to, now the reason I'm going to clear out this part is because I don't want this sharp edge here to be visible. So I'm going to clear this off. All right, now looking at it now, I'm sure you can see that it's already looking as if the background and the smoke, all right, not cloud, I've been calling clouds since it's smoke. All right, so they look as if they are one family already. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push this down. All right, I actually want the village to show. All right, I want the houses to show. So maybe what I'll do is I'm going to flip it horizontally. So I'll hit Ctrl T and I'll right click and I'll flip it. All right, then I'm going to position this somewhere here and push this out here, and I'll go by the map brush again and scale it, and I'll brush. All right, and I actually want little part, like part of the village to show. Okay, I actually want to show, I want it to be more visible like this. Nice. All right, so I'm going to push the village image a little bit to somewhere here. Let's just see what's going to look like. Excellent. Oh, excellent. All right, so I'm going to brush this side. I don't want this to be visible. Select brush and I'll brush it. Perfect. So I'm actually trying to make it look like that like there's a fire burning on this side of the village, and then the smoke is, you know, the one reflecting here. So one of the things we need to do to make that more real is to add something like a little fire effect. All right, so I'm gonna scale this down, and I'm gonna put this at the top, and I'll select screen. All right, screen, and I'll push this somewhere here like this, and I'll scale it down. All right, scale it down somewhere here. All right, then on this one again, I need to clear some pad out. All right, I need to clear some pad out like this. All right, actually I wanted to look and see if the smoke is actually coming from there. All right, so I need something more darker. Let me see, multiply. Now it should be screen, not multiply. Right, and position this somewhere here like this. I need a little bit more black smoke on that side, so I'm going to come back here and look for a dark smoke like this one, and I'm going to scale it down. All right, and I'll position it here, and I'll use screen again, or let's use multiply instead. All right, so I'm going to make this be behind this like this. All right, I'm going to scale it a little bit more, just a little bit. Okay, and I'll add mask again, and I'll brush. All right, I'm going to brush it. The size. So I'll make a new copy of that. Right, with Ctrl J, and I'll position this here. And for this should be somewhere at the back of this. Yeah, and on this layer I'm gonna hit brush again and just, you know, clear some part. Okay, yes, making sense now. All right, so the next thing I'm going to bring in again is I'm going to bring in this. All right, and I'll rotate it this way. All right, we can come this side. this way. Alright, make it come this way. And I'll position this here. And I'll choose screen again for this one. Yeah, screen. Alright, so this is actually add this to add more depth to this fire effect here. Alright, so I'm gonna position this somewhere here, and I'm gonna add mask again. I'll hit brush, and I'm gonna brush it. Brush it. Okay, so okay, so I need to add a little bit of smoke here, okay, to make it more visible, to add more depth, sorry. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go to my exercise file, and I am going to bring in this again. Okay, all right, that is the smoke I'm trying to achieve. So I'm going to position this somewhere here, and I'll add a mask now. But for this time, I'm going to change the color of my mask to black, all right, so as to hide everything on this layer. So to do that, I'll make sure my foreground is set to black, and I'll hit Alt Backspace. Okay, so I'm going to click on the mask now and make sure my foreground is set to white. So I'm going to hit X on my keyboard to switch the color switches, and then I'm going to start brushing. So I'm going to just brush somewhere here like this. All right, I'm going to just brush this here. All right, I'm going to try to put more depth to this. So I'm going to just brush this here. All right, I'm going to brush this. Yeah. You get the idea. All right, so I'm going to just, I think the black here is too much, so I'm going to delete this part. I've switched this back to black and clear up this part. Alright, so let's just brush it here. Sorry, let's brush it somewhere here. Alright, so I'm trying to just add more depth to this by adding this to it. So I think I'm fine with that, and the next thing I'm going to add again is just a little touch of light dust, which is this. So I'm going to put this somewhere here, scale it down, and yeah, I'm going to put this here and then apply screen. Okay, so screen, I'm going to put this somewhere here. Alright, this here. I think I don't like the position of this fire here, so I'm going to go to the fire layer, which is this. I'll call this dust. I need to just name my layer so I'll be able to locate them when I need them. So I'll go to scale this somewhere like this is fine. Okay. Yeah, I think I should just do this. I wanted to look and see if there's a fire coming out from this window. Alright, so to do that, I'm going to look for one of the fire I have right here, which is this. I'm going to position this here, and I'm going to scale this down. Now, not position, drag and drop. So I'll scale, zoom in by here, and I'm going to come here like this, and I'll use screen. Alright, so I can see the window, so I'm going to position this here. I'll make a new copy, and I'll position this here. I'll scale this one down over here. Alright, and position this there. Okay, and I need this, and I'm going to zoom out. Alright, scale this down, zoom in, zoom this like this. Alright, no, it should be like this. Yeah, I'll scale this down, position this here, and I'm gonna add screen again. it should be screen, not multiply. Alright, so I'll position this here. Okay, and like this, and drop in here. Alright, now scale this down. That's not part of the plan, so I'm going to scale it down. Move this up, scale again. Let's go this way. Actually, I want this fire to look like it's the wind is blowing it up. So I'm going to move this here for now, and I'll select this, and I'll hit Ctrl T or Command T, and I'll hit rotate 180, and I'll flip it this way. Good. Okay, like this is fine for me. And for the smoke, I'll put this here, and I'll scale it down. Alright, I'll position it here like this. Now for this one, you're going to just use multiply. Okay, multiply, and I'll add a mask, and I'll hit Ctrl I to invert or to apply the foreground color. I'm going to hit Ctrl backspace. So if I hit Ctrl I, I'll change from white to black. Alright, so it's not different from when you use Ctrl backspace to do it. Alright, so I'm going to come here now, and I'll scale this a little bit more. Alright, I'll position this here. Now I'm going to select brush, go to my brush tool, click on this mask box here, and we'll just brush, right, to create more depth. Right. Alright. I can even, yeah, I think it's cool that way. Yes. Yeah, I'm fine with this. And I want to make it look as if the fire is actually coming out from the roof of the building. So to do that, I'm going to go back again and bring in this type of fire, and I'm going to scale this down, and I'm going to position it this way. Okay, and I'm going to hit screen. Okay, and I'll position this here. I'm going to add mask again, then I'm going to hit brush, and I'm going to scale this. I'm going to brush this part out by hitting brush. Now because it's set to white and my foreground is set to white, my brush is not working, so I need to switch to black. So I've hit letter X on my keyboard, and I'm going to just brush out this side. Alright, brush out this side. Let's see, position it here. Okay. Brush it like this. Okay, this way. Perfect. Now I'm gonna add one more fire effect by maybe let's just add this. Okay, and I'm just gonna zoom out and I'll scale this down. Scale this down. Let's zoom in and hit enter. I hit screen again, and I'll position this here. Oh, let me flip it. Let's just flip it. Flip like this. Oh, flip it back. I think the position is not working for me, so I'm gonna rotate it, and I'll position this here like this. Okay. Yeah, then I'm gonna make a copy again, and this time, yeah, I'm gonna position this here. Okay, now I'm making a copy again. Now for this time, I'm going to scale this just this size, and I'll position this here. Alright, and I need to add more smoke effects, so I'm gonna come here and I'll use this. Okay, I'll use this. I'll scale it, rotate it, and position this somewhere here. I'll use screen again, or let's just say multiply. I think multiply is too harsh, so let's just leave it as normal. Alright, and I'm gonna put this, position this here, and I'll add mask to it. Okay, so hit brush, make sure this is at the back of all the files. Good. And I'm gonna scale this, and I'll brush. To look as if the wind is blowing the smoke out of the frame. Alright, because I don't want anything here, so I'm gonna make it look as if it's blowing it out of the frame. And I'm gonna brush this side. Perfect. Oh my god, this is nice. Alright, so I'm gonna brush that here like this. Okay, and for this one, I think I need to flip it. Flip it. Good. Okay. I'll flip it. And for this one, I'm gonna flip it. No, I'm on the wrong layer. So I'm actually looking for this one, and I'll flip it. Good. Good. So I'll make a copy, and for this one, I'm gonna reduce it. Okay, and I'll just position this somewhere around here. I actually wanted to look as if the fire traveled a little bit, so I'm gonna add a mask, and I'll just blend it with the cloud like this. Alright, good. Okay, so I think that's it for this. Alright, and yeah, I think that's it for that. And I'm gonna add some let me see, let's let me just add some smoke to the side. Wow, I think this is beautiful. Okay, let me make a copy again and just position this to somewhere around here like this. Okay, this here, because I can see the picture of some of the villages there, and it's making it look as if there's nothing happening. So I'm gonna position this there, and I'll use brush to brush this side off. Better. Okay, I think this is nice now. Good. Now let's bring in our image. Alright, so the image of the snitch dude. So I have the image here, so I'm going to drag and drop in my artwork, and I'm going to scale it this big. And I'll position it somewhere here. I'll position this here this way. Alright, I'll position this here this way, right here. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to drag this up. It should be on top of all the layers. So I'm going to push this here. But to make our layers neat, so I'm going to put everything in a folder. So I'll select the first layer, and I'll shift select this, and I'm going to hit this group folder icon here, and I have everything in the group. So I'll call this fire plus smoke. Better. Okay, so I need to brighten this up, so I'm going to click on this, and I am going to call this snitch dude. Okay, and yeah, and I'm going to brighten this up, so I'm going to click on the curve adjustment, and I'm going to make this come down so I can see what I'm doing clearly. So I'm going to create the I'm going to click add a layer mask. Is it a layer mask? I actually wanted to apply. I actually wanted to the effect to affect this layer. All right, and that's why I'm clicking on this icon. I normally forget the name. I can't remember the name called this, but anyway, just in case you want to do the same thing I'm doing now, when you click on this icon, what you are trying Photoshop to do is any adjustment you make here should only apply to this layer. All right, so I'm going to click on this icon here now. I'm going to move this up so you guys can see what I clicked on. This is this icon here, and I'm going to brighten up this part of the image. All right, brighten up, and for this side, no, that's not what I want. That's I made a mistake. So I'm going to come to Z, and I'm going to brighten this side up. Okay, and for this side, I'm going to make it go down like this. That's right. And the next thing I'm going to do is to reduce the strength of the red on the picture. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click on the hue adjustment, and I'll click on this same icon again, and for this I'm going to choose red, and I'll push this down. All right, so it's only going to reduce the color of the red. All right, so that's what I'm trying to do now. So I'm going to affect the red. I think I'm fine with this, and I think I need to adjust the yellow, because like I say, I have too much yellow on this part of the image. So I'm going to push this down, so it's only going to affect the yellow parts. All right, and for the greens, I think I need to push this up. All right, to push this up. Make more green right here. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. And yeah, so the next thing I'm going to do is to add a very heavy fire effect to this side. So to do that, I'm going to come in here now. I'm going to drag this and drop right here, and I'm going to scale this real big. All right, I'm going to make it bigger, and I am going to rotate it this way. Yes, I'll make it this way. Let's just see which part works best for us. So I'm going to scale it this way. I'll position this here. And I'll make it scale a little bit more. Okay, let's go this way. Alright, now hit enter, and I'm gonna come here and say screen. Okay, yeah, screen. And I'm going to position this here, and I'll make this here, and I'll make a new copy, and this time I'll position this somewhere around here like this. Okay, and let's see what else do we have again. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in also. I think I want this, and I'll scale this down. Hit enter, choose screen again, and I'll position this somewhere here. Okay, position this somewhere here. Go to J, I'll position this here, and I'm going to rotate this like this. Position this here. It's here. Yeah. So for this side, I'm gonna add mask, and I'll just brush some part of the fire off the background like this. All right, and I'm gonna push this down to somewhere here. I'll make a copy of this, and I'll put this somewhere here. All right, just to blend it. Okay, I think I'm getting my smoke effect in the background is getting lost. So what am I going to do? What I'm going to do now is to go back to the fire plus smoke layer and push them up like this. I'm going to push them up. Yes, so I'm going to push them just a little bit. Push them just a little bit. Yes. I think I should just rotate it. Yes, it's perfect now. So I'm going to hide this now. I'm going to collapse this, and for this one, I think I've overused it, so I'm going to scale this down. Let's go down somewhere here. Yeah, I think it makes sense now. Yeah, and I'm going to bring in my dusts, my fire dust, which is this again. And this one I'm going to say screen. I'll push on this somewhere here, and I'll scale this really down. Okay, like this. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to bring in is let's bring in this image right here. I'm going to put this somewhere here. And push this up somewhere here. Good. So I'm going to bring this again in. Let's see, let me see if I can use this. And I'll push in this here. And this should be at the back of the soldiers. Okay. Should be at the back of the soldiers. Now add mask. And so the brush. We'll give it a name. We'll give them army. So now on this shorter. It's shorter than the first one I'm about to use. Okay. So I'm gonna click here and just gonna brush here like this. Perfect. Perfect. So you can see some errors here, so I'm gonna click on this and I'm gonna brush it out. Then bring in some smoke, so I'll drag this and I'll drop this here, and I'm gonna rotate this and I'll scale this, and this should be on top of this layer. This, let's scale this down, and I'm gonna add mask, then I'll brush. So I'm gonna push this down, click copy again, push this here, and I'm gonna flip this. Yeah. Push this here, and I'm gonna flip this again to the side. I'll scale it down. I need to check out something. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna bring this in here. I'm gonna scale this down. Let's see, multiply in our screen. Okay, yeah, I think I am almost done with the adding of content. Let's see. Okay, I need this. Yeah, I need this. And I'm going to add mask again as usual, and I'll brush. I'll scale the size of my brush down. Yeah. So I'm gonna push this down. Let's scale it down. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I think that's cool. And yeah, so for this side, I think I need to do something to this guy's picture. Alright, I need to do something to his hard mask, because it's looking as if some part of the picture is cut out here, so I'm going to increase the size of my brush. And I'm going to blend this like this. Good. I think that is perfect for me. And let's start working on the color. But before I do that, I need to bring in the helicopters. So to bring in the helicopters, I have them here. So I'm going to drag this, and I just noticed one funny error here now, which is this, which is bad. So I'm going to increase the size, alright, like this. Okay, and I'm thinking of adding more cloud effects again to the back of the picture. So I am going to position this somewhere around here. Okay. Now the concept behind adding this cloud, this smoke at the back of this picture is to push this image out. All right. Now, why is looking as if we have more attention? The first thing that catch our eyes is this guy's picture is because of this effect at the background. Now, because I have this effect, it made this image here come pushed out to us, like call our attention. All right. So that's the reason I added this smoke effect at the back of the Army's picture. The snitch. I call him snitch. And is a snitch. Alright, so I'm going to push this up a little bit more. Alright. Okay. So I think I am almost done. So let's close this. Let's see what this is gonna do. Trying to see how I can reduce this number of fires I have there. So I'm going to scale this down just a little bit. Alright. Okay, so let's start blending the colors. So I'm going to put everything again in a folder. So for the snitch plus alright, so the first thing I'm going to bring in is my I'm going to apply burn on it. So I'm going to hit Ctrl Shift N and I'm going to change this to overlay. I'll call this burn. Alright, and I'm going to check the fill with overlay neutral, and I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to add some text to the artwork. So I'm going to burn to here, and I'll increase the size of my brush, and I'll start brushing. Alright, trying to create more depth. Oh sugar, I forgot to bring in my helicopters, so I'm going to put this and drag this here, and put this here like this. Now I notice I have this white fill on the blade of my helicopter, so to blend this I am going to pick a color. Alright, I'm going to pick the color of the blade, and I'll make a layer. Alright, and I'll call this cloud. White. Actually it should be white cloud, but idea is neat. So I'm going to make brush, and I'll just brush here so as to blend it. Position this at the back of this. Yeah, I'm gonna push this up to somewhere around here. I'm gonna scale this more. Okay. Brush again. I'm just going to add more. Okay. Go back again and add another type of helicopter, and scale this. should go down just a little bit. So I'm gonna make a copy of this, and this should be very small, like it's far from the camera. So I'm going to reduce this, position this somewhere here. Alright, I can even do one more, but this should be behind this, and it should be somewhere here. And let's get this down. Alright, so I start blending colors. So I have my first bond effect right here, so I'm going to bond. Right, bond it. Okay. Let's see. So the work of the bond is to add more depth to the artwork and make the darker part more darker. As you can see, anywhere I apply the bond, it make it look as if it's darker. So for this side, I need to add it so as to make it look as if that place is actually experiencing serious bonding. So I have to do this here, like this, yeah. And for this side, I need to put it somewhere here. Somewhere here. Okay. Reduce this. And apply it somewhere here like this. Okay. So I'll put this in a group again, and I'll call this helicopters. Did I not get the spelling correctly? Who cares? Okay, so what's the next thing I'm gonna bring in? So let's add color balance. So I'm going to bring in color balance, right? And okay, before I bring in the color balance, let's go to the let's add color lookup. Now you can't see this because it's outside the frame of my recorder. So but once you click on this icon here, just locate color lookup. So I am going to click on color lookup here, and I am going to bring in the hedge amber, which is this. Alright, and I am going to reduce the strength of that, and just go this up like this. Then on these guys, I think I need to add more red and yellow, but before I do that, I need to balance this. Okay, so I am going to reduce the strength a little bit. Alright, and for this side, I'm going to click on the brush and clear out this part. Alright. So, but for my background, I'm going to add curve adjustments, and I'm going to come here. I want the blue to be more bluish. Okay, and I'm going to try to make it blend. Okay, increase the opacity a little bit more. Okay. And I'll go to color balance. I'm going to add more red to the mid-tones like this. Add more red to the mid-tone. We can have a little touch of yellow. Alright, just a little bit of yellow. Okay, then on the shadow, I actually want the shadow to look more a little bit bluish like this. Okay, let's look at this way. All right. Yeah. I think I like it this way. And let's add more curve. Okay, curve. I'm gonna add curve to it. So I'm gonna push this up. Push this up like this. Not too much. Just gently. Okay, so for this side I need to add more red. I need to add red brush. So I'm going to create a new layer. I'm clicking the layer icon and I'll call this red brush. Okay, and I'm going to come here and pick red. Alright, and I'm going to brush it like this. I'll make it green. I'll reduce the size, the strength, the opacity. Just a little bit. I'm trying to make it look as if there's a fire effect coming on this side, but we can't really see, but we can see the effect just a little. Right? And for this side, I'm going to make a new layer again. Now the shortcut for creating a new layer is Ctrl+Shift+N. Again, and for this one, I'm just going to apply the same red like this. And I'll hit screen again, and I'm going to reduce the opacity just a little. Alright, so for these guys I need to make them blend with the fire. So to do that, I'm going to go to the layer where I have them. I have to just click on them and just put hammy. So here they are. Here. Okay, so I'm going to go to color, color balance, click on this icon, and I'm going to add on the mid-tone, I'm going to add red like this. Alright, red, and then a bit of yellow. Yeah, I think it's blending now. And for the shadow, I'm going to just add red. Not too much, just yellow. Let's see what yellow. Okay, yes, this is it. And I'm going to add curve again, and I'm going to push this down, push this up right here like this. Perfect. Okay, and on the guy's picture I think I have to add a little bit of red to the picture. So for this one, I'm going to go to color balance, then on the shadow, no, on the mid-tone, I'm going to add red like this and push yellow like this. Then shadow should be red, just red like this. Yep, I think this is it. So the next thing I'm going to do, we're almost getting to the end part of this tutorial, is to merge all the layers. So but this time I'm going to make it look in form of a screenshot. So I'm going to hit Ctrl+Shift+Alt and E, and I have this, and I'm going to go to filter. No, before I go to filter, I'm going to make a copy of this, and I'm going to go to filter, other, and I'm going to choose high pass. And then I need to, why am I doing this? I want it to look a little bit more sharp. I'm going to apply more sharp to it. I want the image to be a little bit sharper. So yeah, so I think I like it this way. I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to go to filter. I'm going to go to blend mode, and I'm going to choose soft light. Alright, so this is the before and this is the after. Now you can't really see it because I'm recording this, but when you try it, please just check it out. Alright, I'm sure you see the difference. And yeah, then the next thing I'm going to do again is I'm going to do the same thing I did before by hitting Ctrl+Shift+Alt and E again, and I'm going to go to filter, camera raw, and I'm going to bring out the camera raw filter. So this is it right here. So position this here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'll push this up. Alright, so for the exposure, I'm going to put the exposure out like this. this. Yeah, I'm gonna push it out, and let's change the temperature to be a little bit yellowish. Yep. And for the highlights, let's reduce the highlight a little bit. For the shadow, increase the shadow. Yeah. The white, push the white down. Oh, let's push the white out. Yeah, let's push the white out. And for clarity, increase clarity sucks the white part on the image, on the artwork. Now, where you have little touch of white on your image, clarity suck them off. Okay, so for vibrance, it increases the colors. All right, increases the colors on the artwork. So I'm gonna increase the color just, but let's say 11 is fine. Yes. Now for highlights, I don't really like coming here though, but let's just see. No, for shadow, I need to adjust the shadow. I can push this here, and let's just push this here somewhere here. Make this somewhere around red, and I'll adjust the saturation. Alright, like this. Now I actually want the artwork to look a little bit more reddish. So I'm gonna change the saturation to something around here, I think. Yeah, let me use this. Okay, yeah, I think it's fine for me. And yeah, and I'm gonna hit OK. Bam. Now, so this is what I have now, and this is looking cool for me. So let's start adding our text. So I'm going to pause the video, and by the time I come back, you're going to see my text on my artwork. I'm going to do a quick explanation on the fonts I use. Now, for the name, which is the name of my company, I use Universe LT. All right, these are fonts you can get online. And for this, which is Gotham, I use Gotham here, and Gotham is a very popular font that you can easily get. Now for this cast, I did not type this. I went to Google and I clicked on Google image and I searched for cast, and I was able to get this. And for the YouTube logo, it's very easy to get online. Just go to Google image and then type YouTube logo, and then you have it. And for this text is I think is Berbers, I guess. Yes, I use Berbers here. Alright, so the only thing I'm going to do on this one is how I was able to get the snitch, the effect in the snitch. So I have this image, which is part of the image I'm going to put in the exercise file that you're going to download from the link below. So this is here. I'm going to right click and drag, and I'm going to scale it, and I'm going to hit enter. And for this, I'm going to look for the title. So I'm going to place it on top of the title, and I'm going to hit Alt and click to power clip it inside the title, and I'm going to hit Ctrl T or Command T for Mac users, and I'm going to push this somewhere around here, I guess. Yes, and I am going to click on the layer, and I'm going to go to Adjustment panel and click on Curve. Now for curve, I'm going to push this down to somewhere here. Now, as you can see, is applying it to the entire artwork, and that's not what I want to do. I only wanted to apply to this layer. Now, I don't need to tell you what to do. I'm sure you know what to do. So I'm going to click here, and I have this. Then I'm going to push this somewhere here. Okay, then the next thing I'll go again to do is to go to Adjustment panel. I need to add more red to it. So I'm going to click on the color balance. Click on the icon again, and I'm going on midtones. I'm going to push this to this point right here. Now I have my red. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sample a color from here, which is this color right here. Not on it, it should be on this. I'm going to sample a color. Now you see I have this color right here, so I'm going to hold down Command or Control on my keyboard to click to make a marquee selection around it, and I'm going to make a new layer by holding Ctrl Shift N, and I'm going to call this Fill Snitch, and I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to hit Alt backspace to fill it, and I'm hitting Command D or Control D on my keyboard to deselect the marquee selection. I'm going to reduce the opacity. And for this time, I'm going to use my lasso tool up here, and I'm going to create some zigzag like this. Zigzag. zigzag, zag, zag. And I'm going to hit delete on my keyboard to take out the path from that layer, and I'm going to increase the opacity just a little bit or something closer to this. All right, and I think that's it, guys. What happened? Okay, so I think that's it. I'm just going to scale this down a little bit. No, that's too much, and I did not select all the layers, so I'm going to scale this down something around this size. Okay, so this is it, guys.
Thank you guys for spending time to watch my video. Please remember to hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel, so you will be notified anytime I post my tutorial. And if you like this video, please remember to hit the like button. All right, I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Peace out.